Why does Fontaine have so many clankers in its society, and how does it connect to its real-life French and British inspiration? Now, just like how we've been seeing clankers a lot in real life,
Bit pushing, you dirty fucking clanker. Clanker. Motherfucking clanker. Hate clankers so much.
a ton of them are also in Fontaine, compared to other nations that just have leftover clankers from either the Dragon civilization or ancient Conria. Fontaine makes its own clankers and integrates them into society. But this is actually a reference to real French history. While robots can be seen in every nation around the world today, early versions of automation are in fact from Victorian-era France. Plus, specific examples of early historical automations are in fact seen in Fontaine, such as giant clocks, dancing figurines, and mechanical animals. In fact, the first ideas of automation were coined by French philosopher René Descartes. But the real-life similarities don't just stop there. The factories used to make these clankers seem to be unique to Fontaine, as no other country in Teyvat seems to have giant factories as of now. Well, this could be a reference to the British Industrial Revolution, which is when mass production of products in new steam-powered factories replaced the small independent craftsmen that most nations at the time relied on. These new factories eventually attracted more jobs to British cities like London, but also increased the birth rate and life expectancy. The sudden influx of people will then lead to overpopulation in these cities, which then produced slums that inspired the one we see in Fleuve Cendres. So now you know that clankers aren't just part of the history of France, but also represent the Industrial Revolution and its consequences. However, if you want to learn more about Fontaine's connections to French and British history, make sure to watch my full 1-hour Fontaine documentary on YouTube, where I compare Fontaine's lore not just to French and British history, but also Italian, Roman, and even its food history. And last but not least, don't be a clanker.
You would not let us ride on one of those creatures with you, sir. You would allow us to close down for a few moments.